Hello! Greetings mga ka-Skywatchers and mga ka-Spacers natin out there from Luzon, Visayas and Mindanao. And sa lahat po natin mga ka-Skywatchers and mga ka-Spacers na nakatutok po ngayon sa ating live stream worldwide and netwide. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. This is your Skywatcher and ka-Spacer, Sir Jun Cahigal. And welcome to another of our live stream. So magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat at tatapusin na ho natin ang ating topic about the secrets of Mars. So this is the last for the secrets of Mars, human habitation on Mars. So yun pong ating pag-uusapan ngayong gabi sa ating live stream. Alright, so bago po tayo magpatuloy sa ating live stream ngayong gabi, don't forget to like and share our video so that we could reach more people. Lalong-lalo na po yung mga estudyante natin out there so that they would be engaged and they would be inspired to love the sciences. Don't forget to follow us on our TikTok and Facebook, the Skywatcher Society of Las Piñas. And follow me also on my YouTube channel, The Science Guy, Professor Jun Cahigal. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell para updated po kayo sa aming mga future videos. Alright, so bago po tayo magpatuloy, may mga bisita na po tayo. Marami na rin po. So shout out sa mga nandito ngayon. Shout out kay Eclipse Celestia. So maraming salamat and si him. And sa ating mga viewers like si Metusela, thank you for joining. Kay Goopy Gooper, wow, parang sa SpongeBob yan, Goopy Gooper. Alright, thank you kay Paps at 25, thank you for joining. Kay Shali, alright, I hope I get that right. Kay Eclipse Celestia ulit, maraming salamat. Ayan, so sabi ni Eclipse Celestia, yeps. Alright, kay him, marami pong salamat. Ayan si him, present daw. Ayan, so nice for you to visit ulit him. Thank you. Kay Joe Taru, thank you. Kay Paul de los Reyes. Kay Charles 12. Kay Happy. Kay Lage. Kay Richard K. Kay Player Q, maraming salamat. Okay, mga ka-Skywatchers and mga ka-Spacers. So marami pong salamat and again, don't forget to follow us on our TikTok and our Facebook, the Skywatcher Society of Las Piñas. And don't forget to like and share this video na para makaabot to sa maraming tao, lalong-lalo na po mga estudyante kasi that's our advocacy. We like to share our passion for the sciences, especially astronomy, and we make sure that the cosmos is accessible to all. So is it possible daw po na mag-habitat tayo sa Mars? Ayan po, yun ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon. That's our topic for tonight's live stream, human habitation on Mars. Okay, marami pong salamat sa ating mga real-time viewers. Alright, so we have now 47 viewers and 472 heart reacts. Alright. Alright mga ka-Skywatchers and mga ka-Spacers. So umpisa na po natin yung ating topic for tonight. Human habitation on Mars. Okay, marami kasi nagko-comment that human habitation on Mars, it's not possible. Hindi daw posible. But anyway, we will see. So far, we have the technology to more or less go to Mars and possibly live there for a long time. Alright, so let's talk about now human habitation on Mars. Okay, so what are the conditions for human habitation, for humans to live on the red planet? Okay, so let's take note mga ka-Skywatchers and mga ka-Spacers that the surface of Mars is not hospitable to humans or for most known life forms due to the following. So take note mga ka-Skywatchers, the surface of Mars is not hospitable, or it is not conducive for humans or even most known life forms to survive due to the following factors on the Martian surface, like exposure to radiation. Now, we all know, mga ka-skywatchers and mga ka-spacers, that the Martian atmosphere has first no oxygen. So that means that there is no ozone. The chemical formula for ozone is O3. And we know here on Earth, we have ozone. We have an ozone layer here on Earth. And we know for a fact that the ozone protects the Earth from harmful UV rays. On Mars, there is no ozone layer. So that means that Mars is bombarded by UV rays from the sun. Also, Mars has no magnetic field. There is no magnetosphere surrounding Mars. No, unlike here on Earth. Now, the Earth is surrounded by a magnetosphere or a magnetic field. This magnetic field protects the Earth from cosmic rays or solar flares and other forms of radiation coming from the sun. Now, without that magnetosphere on Mars, that means Mars is bombarded again by cosmic rays, and if there's a solar flare, then Mars would be exposed to radiation due to solar flares, and that is detrimental to the health of the Martian colonists. Also, if you will recall, the Martian atmosphere is very thin. No? Manipis ang Martian atmosphere, and the air pressure on Mars is only 1% that of the Earth. So reduced air pressure. So we cannot survive on the planet Mars unless we will wear a space suit or a pressure suit. And the fact that the Martian surface is cold, and there's no ozone layer, so the surface of Mars is not conducive, or it is not hospitable for us to live. All right, so that's the condition, no, on the Martian surface. So human survival on Mars would require living in artificial Mars habitats. So we need some sort of life support systems, so that we can stay on Mars, so we can colonize the red planet. We have to bring our life support, okay, so that we can survive on the planet Mars. So what is this life support system? So number one, we need a water processing system on a Mars habitat. Through experience and training, astronauts on the ISS have shown it is possible to use far less, and that around 70% of what is used can be recycled using the ISS water recovery system. So in the ISS, mga ka-skywatchers, if you're aware that the astronauts in the ISS are actually recycling their water, like urine. So on board the ISS, there is a machine, a filtration machine that can filter out urine into potable drinking water. So basically, the astronauts on the ISS, they are drinking their urine. So that same gadget, that same instrument on board the ISS must be present also in a Mars habitat. They have to process water because, again, there's no water discovered yet on Mars. So they have to save on water, just like what they are doing in the ISS. So the ISS is actually a training ground already for a future Mars colonization. Alright, mga ka-skywatchers and mga ka-spacers. So the Martian habitat or the Mars habitat must have a water processing system, just like in the ISS. Alright, mga ka-skywatchers. So on board the ISS is that filtration machine that can filter out water or urine, for example, or wastewater. So urine can be converted into potable drinking water na they have to save water in the ISS. So that's what they're doing in the ISS, and like what I mentioned, the ISS is already a training ground for a future Mars mission. Okay, number 2 is oxygen. Alright, so the Mars habitat must be able to create oxygen. And right now, the Perseverance rover has an instrument. Now, if you will recall in our previous discussions on the secrets of Mars, the Perseverance rover has an instrument package called MOXIE. If you will recall, MOXIE or Mars Oxygen In Situ Experiment, or MOXIE. This is an instrument that seeks to turn the atmospheric carbon dioxide on Mars into oxygen. Now we know for a fact on part 2, if you will recall part 2 of the secrets of Mars, that the Martian atmosphere is made up mostly of carbon dioxide, guys, diba? So the Martian atmosphere is made up mostly of carbon dioxide. So this instrument package or MOXIE will turn that carbon dioxide into oxygen for life support and for propellant, for fuel. So this instrument package or MOXIE is now in the Mars 2020 rover or the Perseverance rover, and it will produce oxygen from the Martian atmosphere through a process known as solid oxide electrolysis. So hindi ko na po ipapaliwanag yung chemical reaction dito, but to put it simply, this solid oxide electrolysis will separate carbon and oxygen from carbon dioxide so that the oxygen is used for respiration. So yun po yung solid oxide electrolysis. So carbon dioxide is broken down into carbon and oxygen, and oxygen is used for respiration. Okay, so that's the essence of solid oxide electrolysis. So pag na-breakdown yung carbon dioxide into carbon and oxygen, di may oxygen ka na. Yun ang gagamitin ng mga astronauts for breathing. Okay, so yun ang nasa instrument package ngayon ng Perseverance rover. So hopefully in the future, ma-improve yung MOXIE so that future Mars colonists can produce oxygen using the carbon dioxide in the Martian atmosphere. Alright mga ka-Sky Watchers. Okay, so bago tayo magpatuloy about the effects on human health if you will colonize or if you will live on Mars, yan, magbasa muna tayo po ng mga comments at dumadami na po yung ating mga comments. Alright, so maraming salamat Miss Eclipse Celestia for sharing our live. Sabi ni Sinigang na Bangus, diba very long ago may tubig on Mars? Oo po, that's true. Kung try to watch po yung part 2 nasa aming channel, sa TikTok channel, part 2 ng The Secrets of Mars, nabanggit ko po dun yung mga dried up riverbeds. So may mga geologic evidence that water once flowed on the Martian surface. Na may mga dried up riverbeds sa Mars. And these dried up riverbeds, mga canals, may have been carved by running water. So ang tanong ngayon, nasaan po yung tubig? So it can be underwater. Kaya nga po ang Perseverance rover, meron din siyang instrument package called RIMFAX. Nung kung nalala nyo po yung part 5 ng ating Secrets of Mars. Ang RIMFAX po parang ano yan, ground penetrating radar. No? So may radar waves that will penetrate underground tapos babalik ulit siya. Parang ultrasound po. Kaya lang ito yung ground penetrating radar. Parang yung ginamit nila noon, if you will recall, yung kay General Torre sa paghahanap kay Apollo Kibuloy. So they made use of a ground penetrating radar. Parang ganun po yung RIMFAX. So baka makahanap po sila ng tubig underneath the Martian surface. And meron din pong tubig sa polar ice caps ng Mars. Pero sa surface wala ngayong running water. Pero may mga geologic evidence or evidences that water once flowed on the Martian surface. Okay? Alright. So at this point mga ka-Sky Watchers, we have 282 viewers. We have 5 real-time viewers and 3,165 heart reacts. Yay! Alright mga ka-Sky Watchers. Okay, so let's now continue mga ka-Sky Watchers with what would be the effects on human health if you will colonize or if you will stay on Mars. So the difference in gravity, remember, Mars is smaller than the Earth. Mars is about half of the Earth's diameter, di ba? So that means that the Martian gravity is a bit smaller, okay, that compared to Earth. In fact, the Martian gravity is 65% less compared to Earth's gravity. So that means kung nakakatalon kayo dito sa Earth, pag tumalon kayo sa Mars, mas mataas po yung talon ninyo because of the lesser gravitational pull. Okay, anong effect po niyan sa human health? So, the difference in gravity would negatively affect human health, no, by what? Weakening bones and muscles. There is also risk of osteoporosis and cardiovascular problems. And pinag-aaralan po ngayon ito sa ISS. Again, like what I mentioned earlier, the ISS is actually a training ground for future Mars missions. Kasi sa ISS, microgravity ho, halos walang gravity, microgravity po. Unlike sa Mars, may konting gravity. Pero sa ISS, halos wala. So may epekto yan po sa human body, sa human physiology. So there would be microgravity or even less gravity would affect bone development. In fact, sa space, nalilesen po yung bone density. No? So bone density decreases. So as a result po mga ka-Sky Watchers, that would lead to osteoporosis. Lumalambot po yung mga buto ng mga astronauts in a prolonged space mission. So napapatunayan na po nila yan sa ISS. So what more sa Mars? So magtatagal kayo sa Mars and Mars has less gravity. So the result would be lessening of bone density and there is a high risk of osteoporosis. So lalambot po yung buto, no, on Mars. So yun yung isang negative effect. And cardiovascular problems in the ISS po kasi, so due to microgravity sa ISS, blood shifts away from legs and up towards the head. So yung dugo papunta po sa upper extremities. Alright? So unlike here on Earth, diba? So even po yung distribution ng blood here on Earth. Pero in microgravity like sa ISS, yung dugo shifts away from the legs and up. So yung circulation ng dugo papunta sa taas, do sa upper extremities niya. So hindi masyadong nasusuplayan ng dugo sa lower extremities. So paano yan mga ka-Sky Watchers? So that's detrimental to the health of the astronauts. No? And even sa Mars, ng mga Mars colonies. Okay? So because of the lesser gravitational pull on Mars, there would be lessening of bone mass. No? Medyo mababawasan yung bone density. And as a result, this will lead to osteoporosis. Lalambot po yung buto ng mga Mars colonies. Alright? Ayan. So it is reported that 3.2% of bone loss occurs after 10 days pa lang of microgravity. Remember mga ka-Sky Watchers, a trip to Mars would take 6 to 7 months. O ito 10 days pa lang, 3% na yung nawala sa bone mass. So what about yung 6 to 7 months travel to Mars? Tapos doon pa sa Mars, do ko konti yung gravity, ganun din. Diba? So mawawalan kayo ng bone mass. It is not known how much of this bone loss is recoverable after returning to Earth. Hindi pa daw nila sigurado kung marirecover yung nawalang bone mass or bone density. although it is not 100%. These changes in bone may limit the duration of space flights. So, yung mga astronauts po sa ISS, mga bayani po yung mga yan. Malaki ang sakripisyo po nila, no, for the sake of science, for the sake of studies, for prolonged space missions to Mars and beyond. Yan. So malaking ginagawa ng mga astronauts sa ISS. Sinasakripisyo nila yung health nila para sa research. Ayan, so bone loss po, no, sa ISS, microgravity, and sa Mars, kung pupunta kayo sa Mars, Mars has less gravity, so meron ding bone loss, no, reduced bone density. Okay, also may effect po yan sa muscles. Sa ISS, in microgravity, you do not use the muscles. Diba parang lumilipad po yung mga astronauts dun eh. Di nga sila naglalakad eh, diba? So parang nakalutang po sila. So they don't use their muscles to stand and to maintain posture kasi nga walang gravity or microgravity. So during extended space flights, about 20% of the slow twitch becomes fast twitch fibers which are smaller in size. So ang ibig lang po sabihin nito, since hindi ginagamit yung mga muscles ng mga astronauts sa ISS, medyo liliit po yung muscles nila. Okay, so yung mga fibers, they get smaller in size. Then ito naman po yung yung kanilang effects sa blood circulation. Ayan po, no. So ito mga astronauts po sa ISS, mga ka-skywatchers, so they don't use their muscles for walking or for maintaining posture kasi nakalutang po sila eh. So medyo magkakaroon ng muscle atrophy, liliit po yung muscles nila. And again, yung bone loss, na reduced bone density, and effect on the circulatory system, yung pag-distribution ng dugo, no, hindi even because of microgravity in the ISS. So ganun din po sa Mars. So yung mga Martian colonists, they will encounter that same problem. So anong ginagawa ngayon ng mga astronauts sa ISS to minimize these bad effects on their health? So nag-exercise po sila. Para maging even po yung distribution ng dugo, they have to exercise. And they have to do this para hindi lumiit yung muscles nila, hindi magkakaroon ng muscle atrophy, and para ma-increase po yung bone density, hindi masyadong maramdaman yung osteoporosis. So they have to do this at least 3 to 4 times a day, mag-exercise sila, no, sa ISS. Alright mga ka-skywatchers, so very important routine yan ng mga astronauts sa ISS, na nag-exercise po sila to minimize the bad effects on microgravity and reduced gravity to their health. No, ayan po mga ka-skywatchers, so nag-exercise po sila. So sa Mars ganun din, because of the reduced gravity, they have to exercise din para even yung distribution ng dugo, ma-minimize yung bone loss, and ma-minimize yung muscle atrophy. Alright, so sa Mars, ganyan din po ang gagawin nila. So kagaya ng sinabi ko po kanina mga ka-skywatchers, talagang ang ISS is a training ground for future Mars mission. Alright, mga ka-skywatchers and mga ka-spacers, magbasa muna tayo ng mga comments and mag-shoutout po tayo. Ayan, so sabi ni Andrew Cabiso, ayan, hello, hi skywatchers. Yan, maraming salamat. Okay, so sabi ni Origins Devourer, what about newborn in Mars? Yun nga po, thank you for reminding that, Origins Devourer. That was depicted in the movie Space Between Us. Diba? So watch that movie, Space Between Us. So yung astronaut doon, yung babae, hindi niya dinisclose na na buntis pala siya. So pagdating doon sa Mars, doon siya nanganak. So yung baby, adapted siya sa conditions sa Mars, like reduced gravity. Diba? So yun yung movie, The Space Between Us. Tapos 'di ba yung lalaki, yung teenager na yan na pinanganak sa Mars, nagkaroon po siya ng online girlfriend. Tapos gusto niyang pumunta sa Earth. O nung nakabalik sa Earth, yan doon na nagkaroon ng problema. O hindi siya adapted sa Earth's gravity. O yun, maganda po yung movie na yan, Space Between Us, panoorin niyo po yun. Alright, sabi ni Him, ayan ito, yung movie na Space Between Us. Yung guy pinanganak sa Mars, so he had weak heart. O tama, sabi ni Him. Okay, so Origins Devourer, I suggest you watch that movie, no? So Space Between Us, may mga scientific truths behind that movie. Marami pong salamat kay Chingay, nandito ka ngayon, maraming salamat. Good evening po sir, good evening din Ramon, Chingay, Franchelle. Sabi ni Origins Devourer, superhuman first pioneers ng Mars. O pwede siguro gumawa sila ng genetically engineered human na mas malakas, had more endurance, diba? No, pwede. Alright, so sabi ni Origins Devourer, matigas pa bones. O yung parang yung kay si Captain America, yung nangyari kay Steve Rogers, diba? So they can send genetically engineered astronauts to Mars, no, para hindi sila affected ng osteoporosis, 'di ba? Mas sila, they can endure more, 'di ba? Pwede 'yun, no? Origins Devourer. Okay, so yan mga ka-Skywatchers and mga ka-Spacers. Ayan, so just type in your questions or your comments in our comment section below. Ayan, no? And sige, sasagutin natin kung kaya kong sagutin. Okay, yan. Wag lang nonsense questions. Alright mga ka-Skywatchers and mga ka-Spacers. Okay, tuloy na po natin yung ating pinag-uusapan about human habitation on Mars. Alright, so yan, nag-exercise po sila sa ISS so that they can minimize bone loss and ma-minimize po yung effect sa circulatory system para even po yung distribution ng dugo sa human body, and also yung effect sa muscles, diba? Kasi they are not using their muscles for maintenance of posture. So para hindi po lumiit yung muscles nila, they have to exercise. Alright mga ka-Skywatchers. Okay, another effect on human health in a prolonged stay on the Martian surface is exposure to radiation, mga ka-Skywatchers. Okay, di ba sinabi ko kanina that Mars has no magnetosphere, Mars has no ozone layer unlike the Earth. So Mars is technically bombarded by radiation, cosmic rays and radiation from the sun. Mars has no global magnetosphere. Diba sinabi ko po, wala siyang magnetic field as the Earth does. No, combined with the thin atmosphere and the lack of ozone, no, this permits significant amount of ionizing radiation to reach the Martian surface, meaning walang ozone, walang magnetosphere, plus the fact manipis yung Martian atmosphere, talagang radiation from space, from the sun, can reach the Martian surface and life cannot survive if there is exposure to radiation, di ba? Yan, so radiation bombarding your body can increase the risk of getting cancer, di ba? Pag exposed ka sa radiation, baka may mga mutations sa DNA natin and that will result to cancer. No, if you are exposed to radiation. No, 'di ba po mga ka-Skywatchers? So yan, delikado po 'yan sa survivability ng mga Mars colonies. So anong kailangan natin para the Mars colonies would be protected from radiation? So the only solution mga ka-Skywatchers is heavy shielding. No, heavy shield meaning makapal po yung yung hull or yung wall ng habitat, at least 15 centimeters of steel, 1 meter of rock, so dapat nasa ilalim sila ng lupa, or 3 meters of water. Kaya lang wala pang water sa Mars, so we haven't discovered water yet. So at least nasa ilalim po sila ng lupa or makapal po yung bakal, yung shielding ng habitat. And wag silang masyadong lalabas-labas sa Martian surface, limiting human colonies to living underground, no, practically 100% of the time. No, so limitado yung yung pagpunta sa surface ng Mars para mag-experiment siguro. So most of the time dapat nasa loob sila ng habitat, no, to protect themselves from radiation exposure. Ayan po, so here is an artist's concept of a Mars habitat. So yung shielding po niyan dapat makapal. Ayan, no, para protected po yung mga Mars astronauts sa loob ng habitat, or in case magkaroon ng solar flare, ayan, protected yung mga Martian colonies sa loob ng habitat kasi heavy shielding po siya. Or pwede silang sa ilalim ng lupa, no, doon sila gumawa ng habitat kasi yung rock layers can also serve as a shield for radiation. So maganda yung habitat nasa ilalim ng lupa ng Mars, like what's depicted here nung tong artist concept of a Mars habitat underground. O yan mga ka-skywatchers, diba? And kung lalabas po sila, syempre kailangan nila magtrabaho sa Martian surface. So yung spacesuit ng Mars colonists must also be shielded, no, from radiation. Dapat may shielding din yung kanilang spacesuit so that the astronauts are protected from radiation exposure. Alright mga ka-skywatchers and mga ka-spacers, so sound fascinating, di ba? Fascinating. Okay, so magbasa po tayo ng comment. Sabi ni Board Rafi Videos, I study physics and math, so I found that Sir Newton and Einstein was right. Opo. Okay, so di ba sabi ni Newton, gravity is a force. Sabi ni Einstein naman, gravity is due to the distortion of space-time. Ayan, no? So thank you Board Rafi Videos for your insight. Ayan, sabi ni Sam C, prevent atrophy. Yan yung muscle atrophy, pagliliit ng mga muscles kasi yung reduced gravity sa Mars. Even in the ISS, diba sa ISS microgravity na nga dun eh. So nag-exercise po yung mga astronauts para ma-minimize yung muscle atrophy. Exercise will minimize or prevent muscle atrophy on the ISS or in a Mars colony. Ayan, no? Sabi ni Aluka, so kanino ka po sa dalawa naniniwala? Kay Albert or kay Newton? Kasi si Newton kasi he can explain gravity through mathematics. Diba? Kaya nga niya napaliwanag yung 3 laws of planetary motion ni Kepler, and yung kanyang mathematics ay ginamit ni Edmund Halley to predict the return of Halley's comet. No, diba? Yung kay Einstein ganun din, may mga convincing evidence na there is distortion of space-time na napag-aralan na rin po yan. So kung ako naniniwala, aywan ko both. Ayan, kasi may ebidensya yung dalawa eh. Alright, sabi ni Origins Devourer, Haluka, take both. Ayan, oh. Maganda reference nila instead of picking one. Oh. Kasi yung kay Newton, he can explain gravity using mathematics. Kay Einstein naman, may mga observational evidences para mapatunayan that there is really distortion of space-time. Ayan, no? Alright. Okay, mga ka-skywatchers, so at this point, thank you sa ating mga real-time viewers, kina Origins Devourer, kay Aluka, kay Messier21, at kay hindi ko mabasa pero maraming salamat po. And at this point, we have 533 viewers and 4,558 heart reacts. Yay, marami pong salamat. And again mga ka-skywatchers, bago tayo magpatuloy, please do not forget to like and share our live stream tonight. Like and share na po natin. Like and share so that we can reach more people. Lalong-lalo na po yung mga estudyante natin out there so that they would be engaged and they would be inspired to love the sciences. And sa mga viewers po natin ngayon, don't forget to follow us on our TikTok channel and sa aking Facebook, the Skywatchers Society of Las Piñas. And follow me on my YouTube channel, The Science Guy, Professor Jun Cahigal. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell para updated kayo sa aming mga future videos. And again, ang aming advocacy, kaya namin ginagawa ito, kaya kami nagla-live sa TikTok, is because we want to share our passion for astronomy. Yay! O diba? And we want to make the cosmos accessible to all, para sa lahat. Ayan, no? Alright, mga ka-Skywatchers and mga ka-Spacers. Alright, so marami pong salamat. Sige po, tuloy na po natin ang ating pinag-uusapan. So, radiation is it's an issue. Radiation is an issue in a Mars colony. Now, that affects our health. So, another would be psychological effects. Okay, due to the communication delays, new protocols are needed to be developed in order to assess crew members' psychological health. Okay? So, mga ka-Skywatchers, 'di ba, kung naalala ninyo, kasi malayo ang Mars sa Earth, may communications delay. So, it would take about 13 to 15 minutes to send a radio message, let's say Mars to Earth. So, it would take about 13 to 15 minutes. Then, after 15 minutes, marireceive ng mission control sa Earth. Then, syempre, magre-reply sila, no? Magre-reply sila. It would take another 13 to 15 minutes to send a message from mission control to Mars. So, that means kung nasa Mars ka, nag-send ka ng message sa mission control, you will have to wait about 26 minutes. O, diba? So, ano yan? May problema yan. May psychological effect yan. Baka sabihin nila, oh, hindi nagre-respond ang mission control. Iniwanan nila tayo. Inabandon na tayo. Ganun. Kaya linagay ko dito, mga ka-Skywatchers, due to the communication delays, new protocols are needed to be developed in order to assess crew members' psychological health. So, dapat yung psychological health ng astronauts ay normal. Okay? Scientists should consider the psychological effects of isolation, repetitive tasks, and living in close quarters with other scientists up to a year at a time. Ayan, so dapat sa Mars crew may doktor or a psychologist. Kasi yung malaking epekto kung isolation, mga ka-Skywatchers, isolation, no? So, ang feeling mo, yung mga mahal mo sa buhay nandun sa Earth, tas ikaw ang layo-layo mo, nasa Mars ka, para kang nag-iisa. Diba? Parang nararamdaman ng mga OFWs, diba? So, ang mga OFWs po natin na hiwalay po sila sa kanilang mga loved ones. So, can you imagine yung isolation na nararamdaman ng mga OFWs sa ibang bansa na malayo po sila sa kanilang loved ones? So more or less ganun din po ang mararamdaman ng Mars astronauts. Okay? So yan yung psychological effect. Di ba nakakabaliw yan? Feeling mo na ikaw ay nag-iisa or malayo ka sa mahal sa buhay. And yung repetitive task, yung paulit-ulit na trabaho, nakakabaliw po yan. Diba, nakakabaliw po yan. Kaya nga sa isang Mars colony or a Mars habitat, dapat may konting recreation. No? So siguro pwede silang manood ng movies, ng Netflix, pwede po sila maglaro ng computer games, or pwede silang magpatugtog ng music, no? Para malibang, may entertainment po sila. Or dapat nagkakwentuhan sila doon, no? Para hindi naman monotonous ang buhay sa Mars habitat. Kasi itong repetitive task, nakakabaliw po yan. And living in close quarters, yung kulong kayo yung mga Mars astronauts, kulong po. So can you imagine? no, na kulong kayo lang doon, 'di ba? So baka may psychological effect 'yun. Okay? So and ang tagal no, 'di ba? More than a year kayo magi-stay sa Mars. So can you imagine the effects of isolation, yung paulit-ulit na trabaho, and kayo lang doon na kayo lang, 6 kayo, 7 kayo sa isang close habitat. Doon lang kayo for let's say 2 years. No, 'di ba? Alright mga ka-Skywatchers, yun. No? So yun yung nangyari kay Mark Watney, 'di ba? Yung naiwanan siya. Right? Yung naiwanan siya, mga ka-Skywatchers. Okay, so moving on. Ayan, 'di ba? Yung alam niyo naman yung kwento ni Mark Watney do sa the movie The Martian, 'di ba? Naiwanan siya. So ano 'yan? Can you imagine yung isolation na naramdaman niya? Alright, mga ka-Skywatchers. So ayan, no. Ayan, so before we end, no, tatapusin natin tong The Secrets of Mars with this topic, no, life lessons. Ano ba yung mga aral na makukuha natin from the movie The Martian? Kasi ito ata yung of all the Mars movies, I think this is the best. This is the best Mars movie so far. No, what do you think mga ka-Skywatchers? So comment down below if you think that The Martian is the best movie about Mars of all time. Sige, mag-comment po kayo mga ka-Skywatchers. Alright mga ka-Skywatchers and mga ka-Spacers. So at this point, we have 633 viewers and 4,647 heart reacts. Alright, marami pong salamat. And again mga ka-Skywatchers, don't forget to follow us, like and share itong ating live stream, and follow us on our Facebook and TikTok channel, The Skywatchers Society of Las Piñas. Alright, so tuloy na po natin. Life lessons from the movie The Martian. Alright, so lesson number 1, yan, no? Ito po yung matututunan natin sa the movie The Martian. Hardships can come anytime, di ba? Like, yun nangyari kay Mark Watney, mga ka-Skywatchers, di ba? Nung naiwan siya ng kaniyang mga crewmates, di ba? Ang laking hirap ng dinanas niya. So, yun po yung isang lesson na matututunan natin sa The Martian, the movie. So it doesn't matter who you are or how old you are or whether you are rich or poor. When hardships come, they come knocking. All we can do is to be prepared, even if that sometimes we are just caught off guard. So ang ibig lang sabihin po nito, yung mga challenges po sa buhay natin ay talagang darating yan. Kung mayaman ka man or mahirap, kung bata ka o matanda ka, talagang ang mga challenges sa buhay, they will come knocking at you. So dapat handa po tayo, no? Like yung nangyari kay Mark Watney, di ba? Hindi naman niya inaasahan na maiiwan siya dun sa sandstorm, di ba? So nagkaroon ng sandstorm do sa movie, yung plot na yung at the start of the movie, 'di ba, may sandstorm. So they went back to the spaceship. Kaso natamaan si Mark Watney ng section of the antenna. So akala nila namatay na si Mark Watney. So buti na survive niya 'yan, pero naiwan na siya. Kasi akala ng mga crewmates niya patay na siya. So nakaalis yung mga crewmates niya pero naiwan siya. And doon na po nagsimula yung kanyang mga hardships, no? Living alone on the planet Mars. Yan, so yan, the same happened to Mark Damon's character, si Mark Watney, no, in the movie. Everything was going well for the crew on Mars. Diba okay naman sila, nagbibiruan sila, nagkwekwentuhan, nangaasaran sila, diba? Pero dumating yung sandstorm and suddenly due to a stroke of bad luck, Mark Watney, yung character ni Matt Damon, was separated from his team and was stranded alone. So he was not expecting this. 'Di ba? Na maiwanan siya. So parang ganoon din sa buhay mga ka-Skywatchers. So talagang darating po ang mga pagsubok sa buhay. No, parang ano 'yan, parang magnanakaw, darating 'yan. So dapat maging handa po tayo sa anumang mga pagsubok. Alright mga ka-Skywatchers, so that's one moral lesson that we can gain, no, from the movie The Martian. Ayan daw. So, di ba natusok siya nung parang part of the antenna, buti nga nabuhay siya. Alright, another lesson, don't give up hope. Yeah, no? That's the second moral lesson from the movie The Martian. Don't give up hope. So, when hardships come, it is easy to give up hope. And it is the first thing people usually do. Diba? Pag may mga pagsubok po sa buhay na darating sa atin, magsusuko na tayo. Susuko na ako. No? Ang hirap naman nitong dinadanas ko ngayon. Ayoko na. Diba? So susuko na. Ayoko na. Ganyan. Diba? That's because most of the times they are simply not expecting it. And it hits them hard. Lalo na yung mga unexpected na pagsubok sa buhay na hindi nyo talaga inaasahan. Diba? Marami po sa atin ay susuko na lang. Pero from the movie The Martian, ang moral lesson dito ay huwag kayo sumuko, don't give up. Like si Mark Watney, no? Yeah, si Mark Watney was left stranded alone on an entire planet. Biruin niyo yun mga ka-Skywatchers. Naiwan siya. 'Di ba? Alone on another world. 'Di ba? Naiwan siya. Hindi dapat sana nag-ano na lang siya. Ay, ayoko na, susuko na ako. 'Di ba? Pero hindi eh. He didn't give up hope. Hindi siya nawalan ng pag-asa. No, that is the first step. It is literally telling your brain that something can be done, 'di ba? May paraan, may gagawa tayong paraan. And that's where you start turning things around. Di ba? So si Mark Watney, hindi siya sumuko. He didn't give up hope. So talagang nagtanim siya ng patatas, di ba, para makasurvive siya. Naghanap siya ng paraan to communicate with Earth. Hinanap niya yung Pathfinder rover. Diba mga ka-Skywatchers? So hindi siya nawala ng pag-asa na si Mark Watney. Ayan, don't give up hope. Parang tayo. Pag may mga pagsubok sa buhay, huwag tayong susuko. Don't give up hope. Yan, manalangin po tayo sa Diyos. Huwag tayong susuko. Alright mga ka-Skywatchers. Ayan, di ba nagtanim siya ng patatas? Di ba? Hindi siya sumuko. Alam niya na yung food supply niya ay limitado, so nagtanim siya ng patatas. Hinanap niya ito, yung Pathfinder, no, so that he can communicate with mission control. Hinanap niya ito para meron siyang way to communicate. Ayan, so nakikipag-communicate na siya with mission control using the technology of the Pathfinder rover. Ayan, fantastic. Saka ito yung gumamit po siya ng duct tape. No? So maraming pagsubok na dinaanan ni Mark Watney, 'di ba? Sumabog pa nga yung kanyang yung airlock. 'Di ba? Sumabog po yung airlock. So anong ginamit niya para maayos yung airlock? Duct tape. 'Di ba? 'Di ba ginamit? Nabasag yung kanyang helmet. Anong ginamit niya? Duct tape. Inayos niya itong airlock. Ginamitan niya ng plastic and duct tape. So, what's the moral lesson? Laging magdala ng duct tape. Ayan, alright. Duct tape is a miracle invention. Ayan, mga ka-Skywatchers. Ayan na. So, yan yung mga moral lessons. So, let's go to Mars, mga ka-Skywatchers. Ayan, no? So, sabi ni Carl Sagan, the sky calls to us. If we do not destroy ourselves, we will one day venture to the stars. Kung magiging tayo matiwasay, hindi tayo maggegera-gera, if we will live in peace and harmony, then one day we will venture to the stars, sabi ni Carl Sagan. Alright mga ka-Skywatchers, ayan po, that's our lecture. Nakailang nakailang parts. So part 6 na to mga ka-Skywatchers. no? Part 6, Mission to Secrets of Mars. Alright. Okay mga ka-Sky Watchers, so marami pong salamat kina Origins Devourer, yan kay Eagle, thank you, kay Luca. Alright, so marami pong salamat sa mga nagko-comment, yan nag-jackpot, is in Origins Devourer. And sa ating mga real-time viewers na Origins Devourer, si Aluka, Someone You Knew, FE, kay Messier 21, kay Benzor. Ayan, so we will end our online lecture on the secrets of Mars with this topic. So in our next live stream, siguro ibang planeta naman po ang ating pag-uusapan or ibang topic naman. Alright, baka sawang-sawa na kayo sa Mars. Alright, so marami pong salamat. Yeah, may mga flat earthers dito. O nga hayaan mo na sila. So sa mga flat earthers po, basag na naman po kayo. Ganito po yung shape ng mundo natin ha. The earth is round. Okay, the earth is round po. So kung ayaw nyo pong maniwala, isa lang pong ibig sabihin yan. Maybe there is something wrong with your brain cells. Ayan po. Sa mga flat earthers, there must be something wrong with your brain cells. Okay, so marami pong salamat. At least interaction po ito, whether you are a flat earther or not. Kung sinasabi nyong misinformation or not, still this is engagement. No, so marami pong salamat sa engagement and lalo nyo pong pinapataas yung ating mga likes and followers. Marami pong salamat mga ka-Sky Watchers and mga ka-Spacers. Also again, please like and share this video so that we could reach more people, lalong-lalo na po mga estudyante natin out there, so that they would be engaged and they would be inspired to love the sciences. Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page and YouTube channel and yung ating TikTok channel, the Sky Watchers Society of Las Piñas. And sana po tangkilikan nyo po yung ating mga live stream kasi educational po yan, well-researched, educational about science and astronomy po. Alright? Ayan po. So marami pong salamat sa mga nanonood po ngayon, sa mga trolls po na nandito, sa mga flat earthers na nandito, and sa ating mga regular viewers, marami pong salamat. This is your ka-Sky Watcher and ka-Spacer, Sir June Cahigal, saying live long and prosper. And always remember to always keep your space and always keep looking up. Look up guys. Ayan no. Look up. Look out for trolls. Look out for flat earthers. We don't need you flat earthers. Alright. So yan. Sabi ni ang refreshing makakita ng ganitong live, puro tolongges na flat earthers madalas na nadadaan sa akin. O nga hayaan mo na. Alright, bye bye guys. See you in our next live stream. Sige lang mga flat earthers, bisita lang kayo. Bye bye. Thank you po. Thank you sa mga nandito po ngayon and thank you sa 5,198 heart reacts. Maraming salamat po. And tangkilikin niyo po yung ating live stream. See you next time po. Ayan, sabi ni Luca, balang araw sasampalin din kayo ng katotohanan. Oo. Darating din ang araw ninyo. Oo, ayan. Huwag tayong magagalit. Let's be cheerful na lang po. Let's have a cheerful demeanor kahit na may mga trolls dito, may mga flat earthers. Okay lang yan. Bisita lang po kayo. At ano natin kayo? We will bombard you with the truth of science. Okay, marami pong salamat. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, Messier 21. Bye-bye. Okay, thank you, Origins Devourer. Bye-bye. Thank you po.